I'm going to do a follow-up on looking this thing over and just some more things that I see. I took the access panels off these back doors to see what they look like inside. You can see there, they look really good. I mean, there's like good sheet metal. That bottom area down there is a little rusty. I don't know if that's coming through or not. The area down above here and around this box is a little rusty, so I hit that with some Eastwood encapsulator, or not an encapsulator, a converter. These doors open and close really good. This one closes right up. The other one will not close all the way, and I have to figure out what that is. The only two catches on this door are, actually there's no catch up here. It's basically just this latch, and then there's like a pressure spring-loaded thing here. So what I might try to do is take that off and see if the door will close. And then if it does, I know it's this thing. Rubber on the back is pretty good. The doors are in really good shape. Got to figure out how to get all of these stupid things off. I just tried these. This flew off when I was pressure washing it. These just spin, so I've got to get back in and underneath and try to figure out how these are actually attached and then what they're hooked up to. There's so much wiring, crazy bullshit in this truck, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Washed these back windows, they look much better now. Started peeling a bunch of tint. There was a really crappy tint on these windows, and I started peeling it off, and you might be able to see there's like glue and shit on here, so I got to figure out how to get that stuff off and clean those things up. Interesting thing that I didn't know about until I didn't think about it till last night, and then I checked it this morning. There are no locks on this truck. There's no locks on these doors except for the barrel locks in the front. These doors, as far as I can tell, there's no lock to them. They just open and close. So I'm going to have to figure out secure storage for this thing somehow. I'll probably do what I did for my Scout, and I'll get a 40-gallon or a 40-millimeter ammo can and use that, and bolt that to the bed, probably right there or something. But yeah, I got to figure out some way to securely store tools and things. I found IHPA has weather stripping, so I'm going to order some weather stripping and get that on here, because right now the name of the game is basically keeping moisture out of the truck until I can really get to cleaning things up. But I want to try to keep as much water out of the truck as I can, and right now it kind of is a sieve. I don't want any of this to get bad, so that's going to be primary. Looking over the front, again, I peeled some more of this crappy tinting off, but I've got to clean that up even more. Threw a screw in there because this thing was coming up, but I'll probably have to find a new door panel because this one's kind of bodged up, and I'd like to get them where they're not cut. Here you can see the floor. This is what we're dealing with. Somebody put something down. I don't know what this is. It's this weird textured stuff. Maybe some sort of, it looks like it's undercoating over metal of some kind. So I'm going to have to drill that out or grind it off and then see what's underneath. Most likely it looks much like the passenger side, and these floors will have to be replaced. But, if that's all I've got to do in terms of sheet metal on this truck, and like minor body work and shit, I'm super happy. Looking over the dash, I haven't really gone over this yet, but this is kind of crazy. Alright, so this is not even an IH key. This is a key to the previous owner's boat. But if you jimmy it enough, it actually works, which is funny. Lights don't work. This is some sort of aftermarket cruise control. I got to figure out how to get rid of that. Kelsey, I have no idea what this is. No idea, but it lights up when the battery is hooked up, so it's got power. Wipers don't work. This, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. This could be the choke. I'm thinking it might be, but I'm going to confirm that next weekend when we do we're going to do a work week or a work day, and I'll have some friends help me figure that out. This, I don't know. It's like a big giant ball. No idea what that is. Don't know what these switches are. There are two of them, and then there's a little tiny toggle over here. Couldn't tell you what that is. all the vent controls and the heat controls. These are somewhat frozen up. This was actually on when we had the truck plugged in. Didn't work, so I got to figure out what's going on there. It's got a Kenwood radio. That didn't work when we plugged this thing in. So, or when we had it hooked up to a battery, so no idea what's going to go on there. This is what the headliner looks like. On these trucks originally there was a chrome strip that went all the way around the perimeter. I don't have that, so I'm going to have to find or, I don't know, make it or do something, because I would like to have a headliner back in this thing at some point, and you can buy new headliners. The other thing is that that right there is a slot for the bows, the original bows. There's another one down there. I think there are supposed to be more bows than what these are. I don't think these are original bows. So I'll have to find those as well if I want to have a headliner in this thing. So that's going to be a challenge. Missing the flip down sunscreens, but I do have an original rear view. That's nice. The dash, I hit it with some 409 and some 303 aerospace protectant, and it's still not cleaning up, so I'll have to figure out how I can clean that. But the dash, this dash is in beautiful shape, so I'm pretty lucky there. The floor, I think I mentioned that. I'm going to have to see what those hoses go to. Those are the original, or the aftermarket AC hoses. I'll have to sort all that stuff out. What else is there? Yeah, let me go around to the back side, to the other side. So yeah, passenger side, this cleaned up pretty good. It looks like these are the original bases, and this base is actually in really nice shape considering. So I think if I take this whole platform off, we can see what we're dealing with. And I've got a pair of old PT Cruiser seats that I used for my Scout that I can probably cobble together and put in here once we tear this flooring section out. Because this whole platform area here, I'm going to tear this out so I can see what the sheet metal looks like underneath. As you can see, they put some sort of deadening material down. I have no idea what's under here. I don't know what sort of shape it's in. I mean, this part is built really well. Somebody did a pretty nice job building this for a camper conversion of some kind, which is pretty cool. You can see there, they've really screwed up the sheet metal over the rear doors there. They just, I don't know what they did. They had a gorilla come in here and just rip that stuff apart. So I'll have to clean that up. I got to figure out how to get all of this old glue off of here. I'm going to try some like WD-40 and see if that'll take it off, or some other cleaners. Try to get that off of there. All right, so we're back. I just took the rear wheel off to see what I've got going on here. Just a couple of hits with this thing. Let me put this down for a minute. Just a couple of hits with the dead blow hammer, and I was able to get the drum off. Give it a good clean with the broom. The shoes are pretty dead. I would go through all this stuff anyway, but I mean, that doesn't look so bad. Looking underneath her really quick, there are some cancer spots in the body here. There's a couple of areas down here I'll have to hit. Just a little bit of stuff. That even might just be the undercoating, I think. But I mean, the frame looks like it's in really good shape underneath there. Everything's got surface thrust on it. But all that metal is good. All the metal under there looks really good. Springs, at some point will need to be addressed, but the underside really looks quite good, so I'm pretty excited about that. This whole wheel arch is going to have to get hit. They both got some cancer on either side, and I think there's some Bondo in that corner there, but hey, 60 years old, you'll have Bondo too. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be some metal work to be done, but hey, if that's all it is, I'm not too afraid. The other thing too to look at is the undersides of these doors. I mean, they've got some gunk on them, but these are better than all the Scout doors I've got. And I've got 6 Scout doors in total. 2 on my truck and 4 basically in storage as spares. And they're all shit. These are in incredibly good shape, completely throughout. So, you know, this is good stuff. On the other side, I showed the seat base. This one is a little crispy down here, and I think it's due to whatever is happening with whatever this shit is. Some sort of rubberized undercoating. So, like I said before, that's going to have to come up. Anyway, I'm going to switch this off and put this wheel back on, and then I'm going to take a look at the other side. All right, here is the passenger side rear. I just took the wheel off, just took the drum off. So we're looking at what this looks like. The brakes look like they're in the same exact shape. There's not a whole lot of the shoes left. Again, this is going to get completely redone, so no huge surprises here. Looks like the same cancer is happening back here that is happening on the other side. The wheel well all looks great, and the underside of the spare wheel well looks, you know, really good. I've mentioned that before too. You know, all the outside stuff is bubbly. This is probably the worst bubbly paint in the whole thing, so I'll have to get in there and see what's going on there. Frame on this side looks really good. You know, if this is what we're dealing with, I mean, this is the best East Coast rig I've seen in a long time, and I've been looking at East Coast rigs for a long time. So I'm pretty psyched about this so far. So I'm going to shut this off, and then I'll take a look at the axle and the gas tank next. Next up, the underside as promised. There is a ginormous winch, or excuse me, hitch bumper attached to this thing. God only knows what they had to do to get it on here. It's bolted here, bolted to the bottom of the frame there, and then there's another connection up there to a huge piece of angle iron. So I think if I was to take this off, this thing would be probably 1,000 pounds less. I mean, that is super, super beefy. The underside was undercoated, looks like. It all, I mean, you know, it's crispy, but it doesn't look bad. It's covered in mud dauber nests, which is consistent for having been sitting in Virginia for years. There's a crap ton of bodged wiring here. God only knows what that is or where it goes. We're going to have to figure all that stuff out. Some sort of old trailer hitch connection there. And then let me scoot under, take a look at the axle, because I'm going to identify what this is. I have no idea how big this is or what it is yet. Looks like the brake lines, so there are brake lines. There are just no brakes. We've got to sort that out too, figure out what's going on there. You can see as I get underneath here, that's wood. The entire floor of this thing, the back floor of this thing is wood. So when I get time, I'm going to have to scrape off all of that rubberized coating on it and see what's underneath that rubberized coating. There's the drive line. It's a single exhaust. Comes out and actually comes out over top of my head here, and you can see it's held in with a really sturdy strap. Shocks, God only knows what shocks those are. Those have got to be replaced. What else can I show you? I mean, that's basically the underside. It all looks really good. I see a little bit of cancer here and there, but nothing crazy. So I'll turn this off and taking a look at the cowl here. This is the worst. It's this bad on either side. There's this rust here, and if I come over to this side, it goes through here. So this is the worst that I have seen on this truck. I took the cover off up here because I want to get inside with the bore scope and see what I can see down above the cowl vents here, and I think I can get in this way. So I'm going to vacuum this out and then take a look, see if I can see what's going on there, and I'll record that on the bore scope and put that on this Well, I got the hood open. Here's what we're dealing with underneath the hood. All kinds of crazy bodged up wiring. I don't know what half of this crap is. Some of it's new. This looks plastic. This could be part of the cruise control system. I don't know. This line and this line are for the air conditioning. They come up, they do some crazy stuff over there. Here is the part of the air conditioner. Here's the compressor. This can all come out. It's run off of one belt here. It's got three whatchamacallits on the crank itself, so we could just cut this off and not have this drawing on the engine, which would be great, and then I can, you know, cut all of the stuff. I'm going to take the air conditioning out of this thing. I don't even know what's in here, and if I was going to put air conditioning in here, it would wind up being classic air or something like that, so this will come out. This hose actually hits the spinner on the alternator here, which is kind of funny. So I'll take that out, clean this whole thing up, because I still don't even know what half of this crap is. Over here you can see there's a bunch more bodged wiring. This is the battery box, and this is the worst rust on the whole truck. I actually was on the forums earlier today, and there's a guy that's actually got an NOS battery box that he's going to send me. I've already talked to him about it. It's going to be on its way, so I'm going to hit this with some PB Blaster and take these bolts out and get this thing prepped for that. But yeah, he's got the entire assembly and he's going to send it to me, which is pretty sweet. More wiring. I just pulled this out. I don't know what this goes to. It actually hooks up to the bulkhead connector right there. There's a bunch of other wiring here. Lord only knows what this stuff goes to. And that's a light socket, but what? You know, no idea what any of this crap is doing here or what purpose it serves. Air cleaner. We're running a Holley 2300 with a bunch of additional stuff on it. Again, who knows what half of this crap is doing. So I'll have to clean all that stuff up. You know, clean up the gas lines and all that kind of stuff. I've got a boat tank I can hook it up to when we do our work day with an electric fuel pump. So I'm just going to need to buy a battery for this thing. But I mean, overall, the underside of the cowl, that whole seam right there, looks really good. Apparently there's a gasket or something you can buy that's supposed to go on the cowl somewhere. I think it's supposed to seal this up, so I'll look into that. Yeah, so that's what's happening under the hood. A little bit of surface rust here. That side looks really good. The hinges are in really great shape. It opens and closes super easy. I've got to hit that with some grease because it's a little stiff, but you know, all in all, not bad at all. Under the truck, looking at the gas tank. The gas tank actually doesn't look too bad. I remember the guy who sold it to me said there may have been something wrong with it, but I don't know anything about it. This side doesn't look bad at all. I'm interested to see that there's it looks like a drain plug there. Looks like there might be some problem with it up here. Let's get underneath up here and look. Quick. No, that actually looks pretty good. So, some rocks there. All right, so I'm guessing this is that could be a pickup or it could be the return. I don't know. We'll probably have to drop it and look it over before we know what's going on. But the bolts look like they're very accessible, which is great. Yeah. All right. So that's gas line right there. That looks like part of what was set up for the return, and it probably looks like it went together there somehow. It is no longer together. looks like it could be. Oh, okay. So yeah, here's the fill tube here. Fill tube goes down up into there. I don't know if you can even see that. All right. And then this is the overflow that comes down here. Looks like the overflow goes up, loops around, and comes back down this way. One thing I haven't gotten into is the fact that the keys on this thing are nowhere to be found. So I don't even know what the deal with this is. And I don't know what the deal with the door locks are. Something I'm going to do maybe next weekend is figure out how to get these off so I can get the door skin out and then take a look and see how the locks are put in. I don't see the clip. Oh no, there's the clip right there for the lock. Okay, so these happen there. These work the same way that Scout locks do. There's a clip, you slide the clip out, the barrel pops out, but you've got to disconnect the linkage in here. It's just so weird that there's no inside door locks. To figure that out later. Yeah, this is the worst of the doors. There was a lot of water getting in above this one for whatever reason, and it sat down. There was a panel over top of this, and it just sat and collected water. So I'm going to have to either see if I can save this or find another one. Just to see. No, that all feels really good. I mean, I can't believe how good these doors are compared to all the Scout doors I have. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's shocking. All right, cool. Also, for giggles, I tried buffing the paint over here just to see what it would look like. All the clear coat is going off of this side. Here's a little bit of clear coat here. I buffed this just to see what it would look like. I mean, it's a little shinier. It's nice. It's okay, I guess. As you look at this, there is a dent above Travelall here. And this is the worst of the dents right here in the whole thing. So, I don't know how I'm going to get that out. But if you look over on this side, well, it's actually not as shiny as I thought it was either, but it's a little bit better. That actually, I'm sorry, I take that back. The other side buffed out better than this side did. This side is dull because this has no clear coat at all.